I want to ask you about your activism time, because I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I see a lot of, I'm going to put in air quotes, activism online. Okay. I see a lot of people posting this video about this and that and what have you. But I don't see a lot of what I consider activism, people out in the streets up until recently. You, on the other hand, you're barefoot on the ground in your experiences. You care to share a story from any of your past experiences out there fighting for what's right?
Sure. You know, I feel most of my life is about lucky timing. You know, I got dropped in a certain place at a certain time, and definitely chose to take advantage of it. So when I was in high school, in my junior year, I was not getting along with my mother on an extreme level. We were going to kill each other if someone was going to go first. It would have been either of us. And a friend of mine in South Carolina was sending their daughter to boarding school. And their mothers talked to my mother and said, okay, let her go there. We'll keep an eye on her. Well, what I didn't know was that all the girls going to this school, the majority of them were being sent there to avoid integration in their schools. And, but so I'm there. The first, second, third day of class, I'm in American history class, and I'm singing the praises of Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement, because I've already been active in that in my hometown in Michigan, where the little suburb of Detroit that I lived in, Black people and Jews could not buy a house. So I was already working, you know, getting signatures to change that law. So now I'm in South Carolina, and the girls are getting sick because they only have Black people as housekeepers. And, you know, the shunning that I got for my views. I won't go into the exact, I mean, you can imagine the words they used about me. I was one of only 2 Yankees.
Of course,
but anyway, that further radicalized me. You know, and it was like, well, there's just no stopping now. I don't understand how you people think that way. I still don't understand how people think that way.
I don't either.
You know, it's not logical, but it is real because we experience it every day. So I've just, you know, I haven't dedicated my life to it. I've had many other careers. I haven't gone into politics or anything like that. But I'm always there collecting signatures, showing up to protests, writing letters, pressing my legislators, doing what I can. You know, I also, at the same time, when I got back my senior year, you know, huge anti-war protester in my wonderful neighborhood that I lived in. I remember one Sunday I went door to door to 50 houses to talk about getting out of Vietnam. And, you know, they all slammed the door in my face. A handful even said they had a son in the war and they were proud of him. And I didn't know what I was talking about. So, you know, it's always been that way, these divisions. And in some ways, I'm hoping that the benefit of all of this coming to the surface now, it was under the surface before.
Sure was.
But now, if we can get our government back, which is a huge if, we could make incredible change.
I agree.
But we have a lot of work ahead of us.
I agree. I've said on this show before, and I want to say I remember having an email dialogue with you years ago saying what I'm about to say. The fact that I go out here and bitch and complain about issues is one thing. The fact that you, beautiful blonde white lady, go out there and bitch about the exact same shit that I've been complaining about, I think that helps a lot. And some people think I'm a bit cynical with that, and that's fine if you feel that way, but it warms my heart seeing you and people like you out there fighting a good fight for everybody, and it's not just lip service. I purposely said you're out there barefoot on the asphalt because you will do it by any means necessary. I have no doubt. If you don't have any shoes, you're still going. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not about convenience for you. This is you really do care. And God, how long ago? I remember writing to you about that because I remember you telling me about your time with South Carolina. And I wasn't surprised,
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I think.
Well, I want to say I've learned from you, this whole thing of white guilt, like there's white people that, we feel terrible and hopeless. We still get to go to bed with our privilege. But I've learned that bringing up the problems, to you told me very clearly, I don't need to hear that, that it's a form of re-traumatizing.
Exactly. I live this shit. Why are you telling me?
It was like, duh, that makes so much sense. But I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't had that thought process, 10 years ago before you woke me up to that.
Oh, man. God, I freaking love you.
Just got to do what we can do.